An emotional weekend for Marina Anissina back home in Russia. She and GWENDAL Peizerat trying to overtake Krylova and Ovsyannikov.
The man in the iron mask. Now, notice how much more emotional and melodic this is than the previous dance. It presents a clear-cut difference between the two styles of ice dancing. To Romeo and Juliet at the Olympic last winter in Nagano was one of the great ice dances of all time. Notice how romantic, emotional the relationship is. Look at these lifts where she lifts him. This has been an invention of their part through several years of ice dancing, now copied by many other ice dancers and pair skaters, come to think of it. Great speed. Notice the intricacy of the footwork. The steps very complicated. Dance lift, upside down position. Very complicated. Very beautiful. I think you make your choice, you take your pick.
But you wouldn't want to be a judge right now because that's an awfully hard decision.
Well, you know something? Anissina and Peizerat, I have been absolutely great fans of theirs. I thought their performance at the Olympic Games last year was one of the brilliant ice dances of all time. In tonight's performance, I think I'd probably have to give it to our friends Krylova and Ovsyannikov because of the speed and the intricacy of and the drama of that program.
Have to wait to find out what the judges think. We'll come back and see if they can overtake Krylova and Ovsyannikov.
I tell you, I gotta like them both.
BBC Sports. So the ice dancing competition comes down to this. Marina Anissina, GWENDAL Peizerat. They wait they watch for the scores.
You've got to remember that for them to beat out Krylova and Ovsyannikov will be a tremendous upset. And if so, part of it would be to these inventive moves that they do right here. Watch where she lifts him and he stretches out. Isn't that interesting? But there's one thing that if they upset Krylova and Ovsyannikov, it will be one of the major upsets in the skating world. A mind-boggling change. I don't think tonight's performance had quite the excitement and flair that it would take to have that happen.
First set of marks, Dix, 5.5 to 5.7 for technical merit. In the same ballpark, but a few higher marks for Krylova and Ovsyannikov. And for presentation, 5.8s, 5.9s, not enough. And they finished second. Anissina and Peizerat once again right behind the Russians.
Well, I've got to tell you, it was beautiful skating, no matter how you slice it.
So the world champions prevail again here on their home ice. Anissina and Peizerat have to be frustrated. It keeps happening to them, but they'll try again in less than 3 weeks in Helsinki. And Lobacheva and Averbuk capture third. The Russians 2 of the top 3 spots.